It's the Orioles on Masson on an absolutely gorgeous night for baseball in downtown Baltimore. It's the Orioles and the Kansas City Royals. Tonight it's the middle game in this three-game series. And hi everyone, I'm Jim Hunter. With the Orioles win last night in the series opener, the Birds took first place in the AL East, sole possession of first place by a half game over the Red Sox. And the Orioles won the game their way with the long ball. This lineup is built for power up and down, and more times than not, the long ball gives them a chance to win, and they are winning the majority of those games. Now, when you look at what the Orioles have done on the year, they now have 15 wins on the season in which they got the lead by a home run, just as they did last night. That is the second most in all of Major League Baseball, and it's 45% of their 33 wins on the year. 83 home runs is second in Major League Baseball. The home runs per game is second in Major League Baseball. 134 runs via the home run, that is second most in Major League Baseball. And you see they are 26-11 when they hit home runs, best in the American League, second in the majors only to the Cubs. So, Mike, when you have a lineup that has the ability to hit home runs, you're never out of a game. Last night it was only a 1-0 deficit, but they're one swing away from getting even, one more swing away from getting the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this team has relied on their power for a number of years now, but I don't remember it being as clutch as it's been this year. I mean, right from the get-go, the start of the season, you've seen game-winning home runs, clutch hitting from everybody, 1 through 9. You mentioned it. This team is loaded with power hitters, and they have been heating up here recently. Last night, of course, 3 home runs. Mark Trumbo leading all of Major League Baseball, getting on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball down and in. Take a look at his posture. When he is right, he stays tall. He's a big, strong guy, and he just drops the head. Matt Wieters, another fastball from Duffy down in the zone. He was working up in the zone. The Orioles couldn't get to him. A couple mistakes down in the zone. They drop the head, and it gets there quick. Manny Machado, he gets a chance at the back end of their bullpen, and he gets on a slider. Now, we have seen this Orioles team swing at some breaking balls off the plate. Sure, they'll chase in the dirt, but you leave a mistake breaking ball on the plate, and it gets hammered. Machado showing it right there. I mean, these guys are on a nice roll. Trumbo's hit home runs in 4 of 5 games. Matt Wieters, back-to-back games with game-winning RBIs. He's picked up 4 home runs and red hot in 19 games. He's hit like 370. So a lot of Orioles hitters hitting for average and hitting for power right now. It's a lot of fun to watch this team go.
Yeah, and the thing about this team is they know who they are. They play for the big inning. They play for that long ball. Maybe they don't manufacture as many runs as other team, but when you have power 1 through 9, you can sit back and wait for that big inning.
They just don't give up, and it's been a clutch team. It's been a clutch late inning team, which I think is the most impressive. They scored the bulk of their runs 7th, 8th, and 9th inning off the best arms in baseball. This is a fastball hitting team. You better have some good off-speed stuff if you want to go against them. That seems to be their Achilles heel right now, but they will get on a hard fastball.
And tonight they will face Yordano Ventura, who has one of the best fastballs in the game. So we'll see how that matches up tonight as the Orioles look to make it back-to-back wins over Kansas City. Beautiful night for baseball. Lineups and first pitch are coming up next. Orioles baseball on MASN is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by the Bob Bell Automotive Group, driven to be the best. Well, a thunderstorm went through Camden Yards about 3:30 this afternoon. And it is now beautiful for baseball here as the Orioles take on the Royals. Here's the Kansas City lineup. They have lost 5 in a row. Escobar, Merrifield, and Kane with Hosmer in the cleanup spot. Salvador Perez, last 10 games at Camden Yards, has been on a tear. He is back in the lineup now 3 games after the bad collision on the field playing defense. Morales will DH, then Orlando Cuthbert, and Fuentes in left field bats ninth.
Well, let's take a look at Ubaldo Jimenez's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 59% of the time. Some inconsistencies have led to a lot of walks this season, and commanding that fastball, breaking ball, curve, and slider, and the split finger for the change. 11 starts, only 2 wins on the year for Ubaldo. 6.59 earned run average has really risen here over his last 5 starts. Of course, the walks have gone up. Strikeouts have gone down. He's given up 6 home runs. And how about the opponent batting average? .311. Due to inconsistencies in the command, Ubaldo's got to work down. Paying attention to that game last night, Mike Wright really made an adjustment in his approach, driving his 2-seamer in the bottom of the zone. Ubaldo's got to try to do the same today.
Well, in his last start, Francisco Pena caught him, and Buck Showalter puts Pena right back in there tonight. They have developed a rapport very quickly. And Pena said his game plan in Ubaldo's last start, get him through 5 good innings, which he did. Unfortunately for Ubaldo, he lost the command in the 6th inning.
Yeah, it was the 6th where everything fell apart. 5 runs in the 6th inning, and Ubaldo just could not make the adjustment. So Pena trying to get him into maybe the 6th. Finished the 6th today. Keep him calm and working. Try to develop a rhythm early in this ball game. It seemed like Pena had him working a little faster.
How about Pena says, Ubaldo, we're getting 8 good ones tonight. Just put it in his mind, right?
Love it. Power of positive thinking.
Francisco making his 3rd Orioles start. And here is Alcides Escobar to lead off, and there's a ground ball right to Schoop. So look at fastball. Escobar hits it weakly, and a 1-pitch out here in the 1st inning.
Take a look at the Orioles defense behind Ubaldo. Kim getting the start in left field. Jones in center, and Trumbo over in right. Machado and Schoop, the double play combination again. Ryan Flaherty getting the start at 3rd. Chris Davis over at 1st, and Francisco Pena behind the plate, making his 3rd start for the Orioles.
Here is the rookie Whit Merrifield. The 27-year-old played at South Carolina, part of a national championship team there. He has played 16 games since being called up, and he has hits in 14 of the 16 games. And on top of it, Mike, 7 of the 14 are multi-hit efforts. What a introduction to the big leagues for Whit Merrifield.
Yeah, good speed, and he's been on base every game that he's been with the Royals. Had some big stolen base numbers in the minor leagues, and he's certainly helped out in that regard with the Royals, a big-time stolen base team.
Ned Yost's team has lost 5 in a row to tie a season high. Cleveland won last night in Seattle, so they lost ground in the standings. Royals are now 2.5 back of the Indians in the Central. And the 0-2 misses inside. Good idea to go down and in.
Well, good idea getting ahead. I think that's the most important thing for Ubaldo. You got to throw strike 1. And hope that you can prove that you're going to be consistent in the zone and get some early swings. Nice to see him aided there. 1st hitter of the game, swinging at the 1st pitch.
Mike Wright last night, outstanding. He took advantage of what Buck Showalter called his do-over. 7 innings, just an unearned run on 5 hits. And another foul ball to stay alive. Good to see that Mike Wright took advantage of the opportunity. And there are 5 precious spots in a major league rotation. And he was called into the office last week and told, you're going back to the minors to work on things. And because of the Darren O'Day injury, he got a reprieve and he took advantage of it.
Yeah, well, you can tell how fast his mind was working. The things that he needed to make adjustments on, he really took them to heart and studied those in his mind. And it was nice to see him be able to apply them in a game setting. Sometimes way easier said than done. And he took the words that were given to him this week and what he had studied and used it on the field, and the success showed right away.
7th pitch coming to Merrifield. And down and away for ball 2. Well, the other thing with that, and Ubaldo certainly has gone through this as well, there are so many well-intended people that want to help. So you're hearing it from 6, 7, 8 different people, not just the pitching coaches.
Yeah, sometimes that's what hurts at this level. I think any level really in baseball. I mean, everybody's played the game. Everybody has their opinion. And as a player, you try to, weed out the good things and the bad things.
Ooh, good take, ball 3. Some at bat here.
Nice try by Ubaldo, trying to run that two-seamer back on the outside corner. See Francisco setting up away on the Mercedes pitch track just off the outside edge. Mercedes pitch track presented by Mercedes, the best or nothing.
So Ubaldo got the first out on 1 pitch. And now Merrifield is about to see the 10th pitch in this at bat. Five foul balls already in this at bat to prolong it. And the 3-2 is bounced foul. This has got to be incredibly frustrating for Ubaldo. Merrifield can't make good contact, but he keeps fouling it off to stay alive.
Well, Ubaldo's making some real good pitches. The bottom of the zone, getting the good movement. Merrifield, one of those pesky hitters, is just going to try to prolong the at bat, try to wait out a mistake, but Ubaldo not giving him anything here with the 2 strikes.
So another 3-2 pitch coming. And a bouncer to short. Manny gobbles it up. 2 ground ball outs and 2 away in the first inning.
We'll take a look at the Orioles strikeout leaders. Rocket Arms, Tillman leading the way with 66 punch outs. Gausman with the 50, and there's Ubaldo 48. And of course that strikeout number should be a little bit higher, but the walks have really jumped up here recently. Mike Wright has 40. Tyler Wilson 23 for the O's. That was the Quicken Loans Rocket Arm, brought to you by Quicken Loans Rocket Arm.
And there are the Rocket Arms, the other 4. They're a group. They hang together during the games and they observe their colleague on the mound. Here's Lorenzo Cain. And a bouncer deep short. Manny's got a long throw across and wide of the bag, and Cain is safe. Nice effort by Machado, but Lorenzo Cain runs well. And the throw pulled Davis off the base, so that'll be an infield hit with 2 men down.
Well, good to see 3 ground balls from Ubaldo. Nice try by Manny Machado on the run, knowing Cain's speed. Doesn't feel like he's got enough time to set that backside. So the running throw pulls Davis up the line. He tries to do the swipe tag, but you see Cain arching the back a little bit to avoid that tag.
Here's Eric Hosmer, the cleanup hitter. .319 for the year. That is tied for 7th best in the league. And he'll take low 1-0. The Royals, in their last 4 games, have scored a total of 3 runs. And they only scored last night because of the throwing error on Jonathan Schoop on that play at second base where the ball slipped out of his hand. Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Might have been the splitter. 1-1 the count.
Yeah, real good pitch down in the zone. Hosmer. Typically, you don't see him expanding the zone like that, especially early in a count. In tribute to Ubaldo's arm speed on the change. See at the bottom of the zone.
Cain dives back in safely. This is one of the things we'll be watching here tonight. Kansas City loves to run. They have 41 stolen bases, and Ubaldo is challenged to hold runners. And our Express stat by Express Care, a LifeBridge health partner. For locations, visit whywaitintheeroom.com. And here's the prowess on the base pads of Kansas City.
Yeah, the stolen bases you've been talking about, 451 since 2013. Best in Major League Baseball. Of course, Cain part of that stolen base crew, but Dyson and Escobar leading the way, setting the pace.
So Ubaldo falls behind 3-1 on Hosmer. Cain has 6 steals in 9 attempts on the year. Pena's 1 out of 2 in catching base stealers in his prior 2 starts. Cain runs, and the pitch is bounced foul down the line, so the count full. And here's what we're talking about with Ubaldo, Mike. He is challenged to keep those base runners from trying to steal. Only Noah Syndergaard of the Mets has allowed more stolen bases than Ubaldo in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, you see Ubaldo there with the 11. Of course, the Orioles pitching staff aided by some real good catch and throw catchers. Pena has a strong arm as well, but Ubaldo very slow to the plate. He's 1-4 and up, so base stealers will definitely jump on those opportunities. And, you know, Kansas City has done it before off Ubaldo, 7 stolen bases.
3-2 fastball sails high, so after 2 outs, an infield hit, now a walk. Kansas City's got something going. First and second, and 2 men down. So Ubaldo, the first hitter, he fell behind Hosmer. He eventually walks. And here is Salvador Perez. He missed 6 games after colliding with Holberth, their third baseman, each going for a pop-up. And the pitch outside, 1-0, and he is 2 for 10 in the 3 games since he came back. So Ubaldo trying to work out of a jam that started after 2 outs and nobody on. Oh, good pitch there. Might have been the slider. 1-1 the count.
Well, real good. Kind of anticipating the fact that Perez is going to be hunting heater early. So back-to-back sliders. First one hard, spiking it in the dirt. This one staying up in the zone, but located perfectly on the outside corner.
Hold foul, so 1-2 on Perez. Well, last night, Kansas City had only 3 chances with runners in scoring positions. That's how effective Mike Wright was, and they were 0 for 3 in those chances. Wright allowed only 5 hits, and maybe the other key was he only walked 2 batters.
Yeah, trust on the defense behind him for sure. A lot of ground balls from Wright.
And Ubaldo steps off as Scope moved in behind Lorenzo Cain. 1-2 on Salvador Perez. Cain takes off, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Manny Gonzalez said he didn't check in time. I don't know. Perez may have been distracted by Cain taking off as that pitch sailed up and in. So the strikeout ends the inning. Kansas City leads 2. We'll head to the bottom of the first. And here come the Birds. Well, Kansas City didn't score. They got 2 on after 2 down, but a strikeout got Ubaldo out of it. Here come the Birds in the bottom of the first inning. And the Orioles starting lineup brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Jones with Kim in the number 2 spot. Big numbers in the last 11 games and getting regular starts now in left field. Machado, Trumbo, and Davis with Scope at second. Alvarez, Pena, and Flaherty.
And let's take a look at Yordano Ventura's pitch arsenal this season. The fastball 57% of the time. It's a good one. Live arm, mid to high 90s with the heater. Breaking ball, it's the curve and the change to go along with it. 11 starts, 4 wins, 482 earned run average, 41 punch-outs, but the 35 walks. What's hurting Ventura this year? Opponents hitting .246, and he has given up the 8 home.
First ball swinging, deep short. Escobar, the long throw across is not in time. And Adam Jones has a leadoff single. Mike, it sounded like he broke his bat, and that might have been the difference. Escobar had to wait on it.
Yeah, I think so. Escobar a little questionable on his read, and then barehanding deep on the outfield grass. And Adam Jones smelling the base hit. Picks it up a notch.
It's a heck of a throw.
It really was. But the misread, I think, off the bat is what broke up his timing and allowed Adam Jones to hustle down for a base hit.
So each leadoff hitter swung at the first pitch. Escobar grounded out. Jones gets a hit to deep short. And here is Kim. And he'll take a strike on the inside corner. Kim at .377. He is 8 out of 22 on the homestand. Does not have an RBI on the homestand. And that is a base hit down the left field line. He slapped it past Colbert. Adam will go to second and hold there as Fuentes got to it very quickly.
Kim holding the magic wand right now. Whenever he puts the bat head on the baseball, finding a hole. Look at this pitch, down and away. And just dropping the head on it. Shooting it by the drawn in third baseman, Cuthbert, right down the line. If not for the speed of Fuentes in left field, an extra bases for sure.
So Jones, his 5th infield hit, he gets on. He's at second now. Kim with a Kim base hit, slapping it the other way. So 2 on for Manny, who hit a home run last night, his 15th on the year. Manny's having a tough homestand batting average wise, but he does have 7 RBIs. And he'll take ball 1. He is 7 out of 31 on the homestand, but he has a couple of home runs and 7 RBIs in the 8 games. And he gets a fastball by him, 1-1. Ventura, 25 years old in his 4th season. And the first 3 innings of games is when you better get him. His ERA in the first 3 innings is 5.18. Then he finds a groove and settles in. And outside, 2-1.
Fastball velocity up here in the early going. Bunch of 98 there. Got the recoil from Ventura. Pretty smooth, but on the finish, woo, he kicks it back. Little leg kick, arm action. Pretty animated there on the finish.
Check swing, appeal, didn't go. CB Buckner said he checked, so Machado works the count to 3-1.
On the way, Manny with the check swing, and everybody asking for help. Manny pointing down with the bat.
Hey, CB, did I swing? Ground ball, base hit down the left field line. Adam Jones rounding third. He will score easily. Kim is trying to get to third, and he gets in there safely, and that allows Machado to go to second base. Outstanding base running by Kim, and the O's grab a 1-0 lead on the base hit by Manny.
Clutch hitting by the Orioles here in the first inning. Getting to Ventura. Taking note of the fact that you have to get to him early in ball games. Definitely settles in and becomes a much more dominant pitcher here. Manny Machado staying short, just dropping the head on the inside fastball. Well, you've seen that adjustment from Orioles hitters here recently. The firm heaters not getting too long, and how about Kim with the base running, coming in from behind.
And Trumbo lays off the breaking ball, so the Birds grab a quick 1-0 lead. 3 consecutive hits to begin the inning. Now Ventura has allowed 33 earned runs on the year. 7 of those have come in first innings. Line drive, that's going to fall. Base hit left center field, gets all the way to the wall. Kim scores, Machado scores, and Trumbo in at second with a 2-run double, and just like that, it is 3-0 O's.
Trumbo just scorching hot right now. We talked about his 4 homers, his 10th double of the season. 4 homers in 5 games. How about getting all over the hanging breaking ball? Neck high. He just drops the head on, and that comes off hot, beating Fuentes in the gap. We didn't even have to worry about reading that line drive. Manny Machado and Kim walking home. Trumbo doing some serious damage.
So Trumbo now has 9 RBIs on the homestand. Here's Davis swinging a high fly ball to center field. Cain is back on it, still going back on the warning track, and in front of the warning track he makes the catch. Trumbo tags, he heads to third. So Davis a productive out as he advances Trumbo to third. And he's there with 1 down.
Now let's take a look at the Royals defense. Seeing their numbers here, they've all had to turn and run. Chase balls down in the gaps. Fuentes, Cain, and Orlando in the outfield. Escobar, Merrifield double play combination. Cuthbert, who left the game yesterday, getting hit in the arm. And double play attempt by Jonathan Schoop. Back in at third base. Hosmer at first, and Perez behind the plate.
Jonathan Schoop now with an RBI chance and a base hit to left field. Oh, they are jumping on Ventura early. Trumbo scores. It's 4-0 O's. 5th hit in the inning.
Well, when this offense gets rolling, they do just what Buck Showalter, what Adam Jones talk about, the passing of the baton. They're getting some pitches to hit and not missing. Drawn in infield, hoping Schoop there. Would have played another run here in the first inning.
So Jonathan with a base hit. He now has 32 RBIs. Very understated but productive on this team.
Yeah, bottom of the lineup. Moved up to the 6th hole though tonight. Jonathan Schoop and working hard. Another good session today with hitting coach Scott Coolbaugh and just staying short to the baseball.
Still only 1 down. Here is Pedro Alvarez. He swings at the first pitch. It gives it a lift. Back towards the bullpen. It is caught. It is caught by Lorenzo Cain. He takes a home run away from Alvarez.
Wow.
What a play by Cain. He went up over the wall and took it back in. And Ventura says thank you very much. And the Oriole fans giving him a round of applause.
Well, they appreciate good baseball here in Baltimore. They've seen Adam Jones do this a number of times, but look at the concentration there, the timing of the 2-footed takeoff, well up and over the bullpen wall. Gets his whole arm over the top, resting, and comes back with the baseball, robbing Alvarez. Ventura needing help, and he got it there.
He needed about 6 more inches, and that's a 2-run home run. Here's Pena. He'll take a strike. Francisco, the 8th Oriole to bat in this first inning. 4 for 7 in his 2 starts. He's had back-to-back multi-hit games. And a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. So the track record of Ventura, get to him early, and the Orioles are getting to him early.
Well, there you go. First inning runs, 10 allowed, 10 earned in 12 starts this season.
Check swing, and he went too far. That's a 3-pitch strikeout. So Ventura finally ends it. And if not for Lorenzo Cain, this inning would still be going. But the Orioles score 4 on 5 base hits. We'll head to the second. The O's with the lead. It is set for Friday, June 17th. The Orioles will take on the Blue Jays. Stick around after the game at 7:05. It is a beautiful fireworks display, all presented by BGE. So kick off your Father's Day weekend with a great night out here at the ballpark with your family and friends and enjoy the fireworks show. 888-848-BIRD or online at Orioles.com. So the big hits in the first inning. Trumbo had a 2-run double. Machado had a base hit to get in a run. And Kim had a base hit to get in a run, to set up a run. Kim got Jones in the scoring position for Manny. Manny took second on the throw to third as they tried to get Kim unsuccessfully. Then Trumbo drove them in, and Schoop drove in Trumbo. And 0-2.
The Orioles offense definitely taking advantage of some early strikes on the plate. Just get ahead. Ventura trying to get ahead of the Orioles, but not letting anything pass in that inning.
Hangs a breaking ball there and rips it to right, and that's off the scoreboard. Trumbo plays the carom that deflects towards right center field, and there's a leadoff double for Morales. Not the pitch Ubaldo wanted on 0-2.
Morales, who's been struggling this year, loves hitting at Camden Yard. And take a look at the offering, the hanging breaking ball. And he stays on, whistling it off that right field scoreboard. It's the mesh part, kicks away from Trumbo and walks into second base. Ubaldo's going an average by situation this season. Deep inside the numbers says base is empty, 311. Runners on, 310. Runners in scoring position, 319. Scoring position, 2 outs, 261, but it has been a tough start 2016 for Ubaldo.
Paulo Orlando will take low. Now, if you're Ubaldo, you forget about Morales there and just concentrate on the hitter. You got a 4-run cushion. If a run scores after a leadoff double, okay, but prevent Kansas City from a big inning.
Yeah, Morales isn't going anywhere at second base. Concentrate on a quality strike.
And a ball cued towards Davis. Deflects off his glove, and Orlando's going to reach, and going to third is Morales. Backspin ball hit to Davis. Tough chance, and he couldn't make the play.
Well, Orlando, great speed, and we saw it in last night's ball game. So Davis thinking a little too risky to take a drop step on that ball, spinning anyway, and Davis tries to come up and get the shortstop, and the spin careening off the glove and then too far away from him to record an out. Davis comes up with it, definitely looking at third base. Probably to come up firing to get Morales.
So it's an error on Davis, his 4th, and this streak of errors just continues for the Orioles. And here's Cuthbert, the number 8 batter, 1st and 3rd, and nobody out. Check swing, and he went too far. 0-1.
All the good movement right there. We saw that from Mike Wright on his 2-seamer. He wasn't afraid to throw the righties hard in with the 2-seamer. Really helped opening up the outside corner. That 2-seamer on the inside edge, run off in there under the hands.
Right there, 0-2.
Now that's actually a pitch you got to be careful with. Pena wanting that 2-seamer on the outside corner. Started off in the left-handed hitter's batter's box and bringing on the edge. That one leaking over the heart of the plate.
So 0-2 on Cuthbert. Breaking ball swung on and fouled back as Orlando took off. Now, normally you're down 4-0 in a game. You're not going to risk giving up an out on the bases. But Kansas City, as we told you earlier, they're so confident in their ability to steal bases. Orlando thinking, hey, maybe I get in scoring position. We have 2 that might score on a base hit. He's running again. And the pitch is taken low, and Pena doesn't throw.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, it's still so early in this ball game. I'm going to let the Orioles dictate by scoring 4 runs in the first. Shut down a big part of their offense, which is stealing bases, getting themselves in the scoring position.
So 2 in scoring position and 1-2 on Cuthbert. And Ubaldo overthrows, and it's outside for ball 2. Buck Showalter's starters are tied for 24th out of the 30 teams with an ERA of 4.81. It really has been a struggle from start to start all year. And the pitch, it's a little low on a check swing. He went too far on the appeal, and that's a big, big call for Ubaldo. One away.
Yes, it was. A split finger here. Cuthbert not liking the call, but it looked like the bat head went out. Pena jumping out behind the box, getting the call for Ubaldo there.
So Ubaldo has a couple of strikeouts. And here's the number 9 batter, Raymond Fuentes. Did not play in the game last night. And a loop towards the middle, and Machado with a grab. He saved the base hit. What a play by Manny. So Kansas City can't score as Manny robs Fuentes a half inning after Kane robbed Alvarez.
A big play right there. Manny Machado helping Ubaldo out off the end of the bat, but the timing perfect. And look at the extendo arm. We've seen him do it offensively, defensively as well. I think he might come up a little bit short, 3 or 4 inches, come out of nowhere, and before he hits the turf, he gets the ball onto Schoop, hoping for the double play to end the inning.
So the runners have to hold. Morales at third, Orlando at second, and here is Alcides Escobar, who grounded out to Schoop on the first pitch of the game, and he takes high, 1-0. So the first time through the lineup, Ubaldo had strike 1 to 6 of the 9 batters.
That's good.
Ground ball towards third, smothered by Flaherty, and he gets up and throws across, and Ubaldo works out of it. That was a tougher play than it looked for Flaherty, and he was able to smother it and make the play. So the Orioles defense coming through. Machado with a great play. Flaherty plays the short hop and gets Escobar to end the inning. Lumber, which the Orioles did in the bottom of the first.
Boy, they did. And Adam Jones got things started. Ventura running a fastball in. And he finds some outfield grass. How about Kim slapping a single down the line? Manny Machado squaring one up as well. And we get it at Trumbo with runners on. Oh my. Jonathan Schoop. Orioles offense hot in the first.
Ryan Flaherty, the only Oriole not to bat in the first, will lead off, and he swings through it. 0-1. Flaherty at 208 on the year. He's had a good homestand, 5 for 17 with 3 RBIs. The amazing thing about that first inning, Ventura faced 8 batters and threw only 16 pitches.
Right. With
all the early swings by Oriole batters. He may be a little shell-shocked. 4 runs on 5 hits just like that. But his pitch count's okay. And the tapper foul straight down at the plate.
So many pitchers, you know, live by trying to get that strike one. Major league level, if they're not quality strikes, they're still going to get hit. You just can't throw cookies up there. And I'm not saying they were cookies from Ventura. I just think the Orioles were ready to hit.
Check swing and appeal to third. He did not go. Jim Reynolds said he checked. Well, Ventura has the count go to 2-2. Ventura, a no decision in the game last Thursday at Cleveland. That was the first game of this road trip, and that was the blown save game that snapped the Royals' winning streak and set them into this losing streak. And it's low ball 3. He allowed only 2 runs, 1 earned in 6 innings. And Nedio's team, Davis was unavailable to close, so Soria got the save chance and blew the save, and the Indians won. And that was game 1 of the 4-game series, and Cleveland went on and swept it. So 3-2 on Flaherty. Oh. High fly ball, right field. He got a lot of it. Back it goes. Utah Street, maybe. It is gone. And on to Utah Street for Flaherty. His first home run dramatically to Utah Street, and it's 5-0 O's.
And the first one is an impressive one. That is a bomb from Ryan Flaherty. Smiles galore. The sunflower seed shower. And the bad haircut.
Well, our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Sharon Mackle of Silver Spring, won $500 being selected and just won another $500 more with the Ryan Flaherty home run. And let's get a look at that Flaherty home run.
Man, there's some big balls hit on this homestand, and that is covering the sweet spot. The Ventura fastball. Flaherty squaring one up, and that's 450. That is a bomb out on the Utah Street.
Look at that. It landed on the roof.
Wow.
Of the warehouse. Don't forget, you can play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs and win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/baseball. So the fans looking for a souvenir, watch it bounce on the roof and stay there as Adam Jones pops it up. Out is Merrifield, in comes Orlando, and the right fielder calls and makes the grab, 1 away. Well, the 9th home run allowed by Ventura, and Flaherty continues his fine homestand. He's now 6 for 18, 333 with a home run and 4 RBIs for Ryan.
And playing solid defense as well.
Here's Hyun-Soo Kim, who singled and contributed in the rally in the first. And the all-speed pitch for a strike, 0-1. The Orioles are 5-1 in the month of June. They've won 2 in a row and 5 out of 6, all in June. They're now 33-23, back 10 games above 500. Buck Showalter's team with a half-game lead on the Red Sox, who are out west. And a ball hit through the middle. Kim has another base hit, this time on an 0-2 pitch. 7 base hits already off Ventura.
So Kim slaps a single down the left field line, down and away. Ventura going with some off-speed pitches. And Kim saying, I'm right now. Down in the zone, not trying to do too much, just takes the bat head right to the baseball. And it's jumping off the bat right now.
As a former player, you have to be so impressed with his plate coverage. I mean, that ball was dipping down. He still had the ability to get the barrel to it.
Well, you keep your hands back and you're able to manipulate the bat head. He did it in his first at bat as well. Fastball down, maybe off the plate down and away, but the good concentration. You know, the work he's put in since coming over here through spring training and the ups and downs he's had to go through. You know, he has put together a pretty impressive little run here. And I think the bulk of it is shortening up his swing, being more direct to the baseball, and even on some bad balls, he's able to have success.
Ventura backs Manny off the plate, and Manny's staring him down. Ventura has had some history with throwing at batters. I'm not suggesting he did there, but Manny certainly has his attention. And 2-0 the count on Machado. High fly ball to left. Back is Fuentes. The wind has it, knocks it down. And Fuentes has to come in and make the grab. And Machado still staring down Yordano Ventura. Still staring him down. And here comes Field and Colbert, the crew chief, to make sure nothing happens.
It's kind of interesting right there. Where did that wind come from? Looked like Manny crushed that ball. Got a little back and forth between Manny and Ventura. Ventura buzzing 98 up under the arms, brushing Manny back. Manny thought he got him right there.
Looked like he did till the wind got it. Fuentes went back to the warning track hoping for a play, and then he had to charge in. So here's Mark Trumbo. Came on at first with 2 down. And the fastball's outside, 1-0. 99-mile-an-hour fastball there. Wow.
Well, he's coming out of the gate throwing hard. Typically, he'll work 93, 94, 95, and then kind of save the 99 when he gets ahead and tries to finish off a hitter. But early in the ball game, coming out with his best heat.
Ball and a strike on Trumbo, who drove in 2 runs with a double in the first. 5-0 O's in the second. Slider misses down and in. Ventura hasn't won in his last 3 starts. He's 0-1, has a couple of no decisions. We told you about the tough luck no decision last Thursday in Cleveland off a blown save. But he's allowed 12 runs, 10 earned in his last 19 innings coming in. And he's allowed 5 runs in an inning and 2/3 here. So he has not been pitching consistently and up to his ability. Falls behind Trumbo, 3-1.
Well, and the Orioles doing what they're supposed to do. A pitcher that's scuffling, not helping him at all, getting pitches to hit and taking advantage.
Three and one on Trumbo. And a tapper out in front of the plate. Ventura quickly gets to it, and the underhand toss to get Trumbo, and that ends the inning. But the Orioles add to their lead as Ryan Flaherty works a 6-pitch at bat, gets into it, hits it onto Utah Street for his first home run of the year. Through 2, 5-0 O's. Brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years, federally insured by NCUA. What a beautiful night it turned into. And the Orioles contributing to the enjoyment of the fans here tonight with a 5-0 lead. Here's Whit Merrifield against Ubaldo. First ball swinging towards right center field. Adam Jones on the run. It's off his glove and in play. And he'll fire back in. Adam did everything but catch it. So that'll be a leadoff single for Merrifield.
And he got there quick. And then just right at the end, a lack of concentration, catching it a little deep. Kept it up there by his eyes. Maybe took the head down there. Oh boy, what a job getting to the baseball. It's cutting away from him. Gold Glove center fielder. Don't see this too often.
So Ubaldo still looking for that first clean inning. And here's Lorenzo Cain out of infield, hit his first at bat. Merrifield has 3 steals since coming up. Royals already have 1 in this game. So 12 against Ubaldo, and 2 have been caught. Just 2 out of 14 caught with Ubaldo on the mound. Orioles have 7 hits and 5 runs in their first 2 at-bats. Runner goes, pitch is taken, throw to second by Pena. The tag, he is safe. Throw is on the wrong side of the bag, and Schoop had to grab it and sweep back the tag. So Merriweather steals a base, his 4th, and a runner in scoring position with nobody down.
Boy, that's
he might be out. Let's see if Buck challenges here.
That ball got down there in a hurry, and Schoop's been slapping a tag on with a vengeance.
Oh yeah, he's out.
He got him.
He's out.
Pena limited the foot movement back there. Basically, just catch and throw. And Schoop relied on Schoop to put it down, and he did.
Well, that was some tag because the throw sailed on Pena.
And it's really all about Bobby Dickerson tells his infielders when they're receiving a ball, fight for the best position you can. Try to keep your feet engaged with the bag. Schoop stays straddled. All he's got to do is drop the glove down.
He's out. Now we'll see if New York concurs. The hand is still open. Merriweather at second base is looking out at the jumbotron in center field.
Yeah.
Talking with Schoop. Manny is standing off to the left. Manny's not in the mood after Ventura threw at him up and in. As we've seen with these replays, sometimes when it looks blatantly obvious, New York sees something else. But his hand was wide open before it grabbed the base, and the tag was applied.
Yeah, so getting the review. And Pena, we talked about his defense. Known as a defensive catcher, never thought of as much of an offensive player.
And he's out. So they got it right. So Pena guns down 1. He's already caught 2 now in just his 3rd game.
We'll take a look at Pena's throw here. He just keeps that back foot, the right foot planted, moves the front foot forward. Typically, the back foot will slide underneath the body. And Pena thinking it might have taken a little too much time, so he just 1 step and throw. Big out.
Yeah, that was a good idea if he made it, but now down 5-0, you lose a base runner. The 1-0 to Cain is swung on and popped up. Pena has a play, flips the mask, and a basket catch right near the Oriole bench. So it's 2 men down.
Well, you see the play here. Take a look at how early Merrifield slides, and he might have lost the all the momentum he created. Too much time on the dirt right there, and lost a little speed getting to the base. Might have allowed Pena and Schoop come up with that big first out.
Here's Eric Hosmer. Drew a walk his first at bat. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and we notice it here because Buck Showalter calls attention to it all the time. But the art of tagging as part of what you do defensively, this team does it maybe better than any other team. They're so quick and they're so sure to the target, and it's not really looked at all that often. Like, can you go in the hole? How's your arm? But the tagging is so critical to getting outs. If that's not a quick tag, that's a stolen base.
Yeah, and they really analyze it. Bobby Dickerson, of course, He's been blessed with one of the best infielders in the game, J.J. Hardy. And they talk shop all the time, and it's helped some of the younger infielders about the detail of the game. And that becomes a crucial part, tagging potential base stealers, throws from the outfield, tagging the right way. If you watch on highlights every night, there are players that take throws in front of the base at second base. They leave the base from throws from the outfield. And the Orioles infielders and even Matt Wieters behind the plate, they're taught to stay close to the base, try to fight for that position as long as possible, and have an efficient tag, not waste any movement.
So a 2-out walk. Here's Perez, and he'll take a strike. When Ubaldo fell behind Hosmer, it looked like they said, okay, take first base, I'll go after the next guy.
Yeah, Hosmer, very productive offensive player once again this year for the Royals.
And a fly ball in center field for Adam. And he will put it away for the out. So Kansas City gets a base hit, a walk, but only one left. Mid-third at Camden Yards, 5-0 O's. Jays at a special 4:05 starting time, and the first 10,000 male fans 18 and over at that afternoon's game will receive an O's Barbecue Toolkit presented by BGE. So don't miss this incredible addition to your Birdland summer collection and cheer on the O's at Oriole Park. The tickets for Father's Day weekend are starting to go fast, so get your tickets now at Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. See, Border, you get those, I could go to your house, you can make some burgers.
Absolutely. How about that gear? Shirt, the hat. Love it.
Chris Davis leads off. First ball swinging, fouls it back. He's had 2 good cuts tonight. First one put in play to center field to move Trumbo to third. Just 2 for 26 on the homestand with a home run and 1 RBI. .38 pitches now for Ventura. Off-speed pitch outside. Chris in his last 22 games, including tonight, is just 10 for his last 74. Bounced into the shift. Merrifield, the second baseman, has it. He'll get Davis for the out. And 1 down in the Oriole third inning. First time tonight Ventura's had the leadoff man. PNC inside the numbers, and how about fastball velocity?
Yeah, big fastballs this year. Highest average fastball speed this season. Eovaldi from the Yankees, 96.9. Of course, the Orioles just got done seeing Eovaldi. Ventura, 95-mile-an-hour average fastball. Salazar, Orioles had to face him in Cleveland. Sanchez, they'll be seeing him this weekend. And of course, Archer from Tampa, 94 miles an hour.
Scope fouls it off. Jonathan contributed in a 4-run first inning rally. He got the 4th run in with an RBI single. He pulled it to left field off the drawn-in infield. And a good take. Slider misses outside. Ventura signed with the Royals when he was 16 years old back in 2008. Out of the Dominican Republic, now in his 4th season in the bigs. Real good off-speed pitch there.
Pretty good at hitting the spot, just missing a slider pitch before. He wants to go right back there and almost duplicating. There's strike 2.
And he got him. Another off-speed pitch. So strikeout number 2 for Ventura, and 2 away in the Oriole 3rd.
Well, consistent diet here. And how about the location? All 4 pitches down and away to Jonathan Schoop. All the breaking balls.
Now, Ventura's had a strange season, 1-loss wise. He is 4-3, and 3 of the 4 wins have come against AL East teams, which they only see for a home-and-home series over the course of the year. Here's Alvarez, who was robbed by Kane his first at-bat, takes an off-speed pitch for a strike.
Yeah, he's had great success in his career against the American League East, which kind of leads you to believe that one day he might be a regular in the American League East.
He beat the Orioles when the Orioles went to Kansas City. He also has a win over the Yankees and a win over the Red Sox. It was April 24th he beat the O's. And a foul ball. Let's get a look at our Coons.com league leaderboard, brought to you by Coons.com. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Now, the longest average distance of home runs since 2013. Pedro Alvarez 3rd, but Ryan Flaherty tonight topped them all. 446 feet to Utah Street. And Alvarez down on strikes on a high changeup. And for the first time tonight, the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down. Headed to the 4th, Buck of the Birds with a 5-0 lead. Fourth inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the RAV4 Hybrid, all-wheel drive and unexpected performance. Visit buyatoyota.com. All that rain in April, the Flowers certainly loved it. And there are the umbrellas that were the giveaway tonight. Earlier, it looked like they might be needed.
Yeah.
Tark was on the field right before batting practice, but it's turned out to be a lovely night. And so far, so good for Ubaldo, looking for his 3rd win. He has not won a game since May the 7th, exactly a month ago, when he beat the Athletics in one of his best performances of his career. 8 strong innings in that game. Kendrys Morales will lead off. Orlando and Cuthbert will follow. And a strike at the knees. Morales doubled his first at bat. He got a hanging breaking ball on 0-2 and hit it off the scoreboard in right field. And inside. 1 on the count on Morales. Now 32 years old, facing the 32-year-old Ubaldo Jimenez. Morales out of Cuba. Striking the inside corner with an off-speed pitch. I like how Pena works inside. You know, he's encouraging the pitcher inside, and then you can bust them away.
Yeah, I like the gestures, the glove position.
And he hits it against the shift. That's just unlucky for Ubaldo. Morales will settle for a single as Kim plays it back in. So he just slaps it. He kimmed Kim, who plays it back in from left field. Celebrate family fun here at Oriole Park. The Orioles will battle the Blue Jays on Father's Day, Sunday, June 19th. It's a 1:35 day game. And the first 10,000 male fans 18 and over will receive a Father's Day Newsboy cap. Then after the game, all the kids 14 and under can run the bases here at Oriole Park, as they do every Sunday home game. So make some new Birdland memories. Come on out for your tickets. Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Youngsters here tonight. Here's Paulo Orlando. Ground ball gets the back of the mound. Machado charges and won't have a play. Throws anyway. But Davis scoops. Did that hit the foot of Ubaldo or the back of the mound?
I think it might have caught his foot. He points to that left heel. Orlando taking it right back through the box.
Yeah, he did kick it.
Kicks off the heel. A redirect there. Takes Manny back over to the hole. For a second, you thought he might have a shot at second base. But he has to come too far on the infield grass. Makes an attempt at first, but good speed from Orlando.
Here's Cheslor Cuthbert, the third baseman, and he'll take ball 1. Kansas City early in this game, they are 0 for 5 already with runners in scoring position. The Orioles have gone 3 for 4. And there's a strike on the corner. The other thing with Ubaldo so far in this game, most of the pitches have been down.
That's the most important thing.
Just like Mike Wright last night.
Yeah, absolutely. When pitches are left up, ball flattens out.
And it's a base hit. Morales will be held as Adam gets to it quickly and fires over the cutoff man Chris Davis, but Pena has it at the plate. So 3 straight singles, in Kansas City trying to chip back in. Royals have the bases loaded, nobody down.
Well, you know, this Royals team, they're not going to try to do too much. They're going to take what's given. Slap some singles around, maybe try to steal a base here and there. They're going to look for it in bunches. Just try to put some marks on the board. You see Ubaldo's ERA by inning in middle innings and really led to his demise. 9.93, 4 through 6. And you're threatening to add to that.
Raymond Fuentes, the number 9 batter, bases loaded. Morales, Orlando, and Cuthbert third to first. And it's upstairs 1-0. Now, if you're Ubaldo, again, this is the minimize the damage situation. If they score 1, fine. If they score 2, fine. But avoid the crooked number inning. This team has given them a 5-0 lead. Low ball 2. And the last thing you want to do is walk the number 9 batter with the bases loaded.
Well, trying to get him to reach for some soft contact. A couple off-speed pitches. Fuentes hold the posture.
Fastball by him. 2-1.
Real good 2-0 fastball. Outside corner, running away. Puts it right on the edge. Look at that movement there. Off the bat head for strike 1.
And he goes right back out there in a called strike.
Real good pitch, filling up that hole. Boom, boom.
Well, 2-2 on Fuentes, 25-year-old out of Puerto Rico. Down and in, ball 3. Well, full count with nobody down and the bases loaded here in the fourth. And there's a ball 4 outside, and a bases loaded walk forces in a run.
Pretty good at bat right there by Fuentes.
Puck on the phone to Dom Chidi in the bullpen. You'd like Ubaldo to get the win, but the team win is more important. And even though this is only the 4th inning, bullpen activity will commence. Still nobody out in the run in, and the tying run comes to the plate. Vance Worley's going to begin to get loose. So that was the 4th time tonight he has gone to 3 balls, and it's the 3rd walk.
It appears Buck's going to have a short leash right now on Ubaldo.
Upstairs with a fastball, not even close.
He's happened quick. Sometimes, as we saw in his last start, that 6th inning, he couldn't get out of.
It was unlucky on the Morales hit, just a ground ball where there was no one playing. That one not even close. Orlando singled off his foot, and then Cuthbert got one right out over the plate, and he ripped it to center field for a single. Ubaldo compounding it by walking the number 9 batter to force in a run. Hard hit ball that is foul down the line, and just foul. And that was some kind of swing there by Escobar.
Well, when Ubaldo starts losing his command, hitters can generally just start zoning up middle, because he really just doesn't know where it's going to go. And the inconsistencies have shown. See that last fastball? And you wanted it outside, and it runs up and in. Escobar hunting that high heater.
Cued the other way. Davis has it for an out, and the runners have to hold 1 down. Ubaldo there, that was a real good pitch.
Good break right there. Broken bat. Soft liner to Davis to get the first out on the board. Now just 1 pitch away getting out of this inning.
1 down, and here is Whit Merrifield. Grounded out to shortstop in the 1st to cap an 11 pitch at bat. Then Singleton was caught trying to steal in the 3rd. This is exactly the guy the Royals want up here. He's swinging a hot bat, and he's making good contact. Outside, 1-0. He now has hits in 15 of the 17 games since coming up. A run in, bases loaded, now 1 down. Ball 2. Ubaldo has not had a clean inning. Royals have had men on base all 4 at bats. Now back to fastball, so 2-1 on Merrifield.
There you go, getting back into the count. You see Merrifield hasn't had a long career, but 2 for 2 in his opportunities. 4 RBIs with the bases loaded.
And 2-1 on Whit Merrifield. Deep down the line, but he pulled it foul. That's how close it came to a tie game.
Yeah, he's a hard time getting that fastball to the glove side. On the outside corner, another fastball. Supposed to be on the outside edge. Leaks back over the plate and pulled foul.
Two and two. And a foul back. And as we saw in the 1st inning, Merrifield is very adept at prolonging at bats. So Ubaldo all of a sudden at 70 pitches here in the 4th inning. Now back again.
Good heater right there, though. 91, best fastball of the game. A little Baldo, but I think the extra velocity straightened it out a little. Not seeing that good two-seam run. He's trying to pull him back on the outside corner. Just can't harness it right now.
7th pitch in this at bat after an 11-pitch at bat for Merrifield in the first inning. Struck him out, a fastball at the knees, right down the middle, and for some reason it throws Merrifield.
Well, this is the one Ubaldo's been trying for. Pena keeps putting it down. Look at the late movement now. He starts off the plate. Yeah, it worked back over the middle of the plate, but it was down in the zone. Pena kind of sucking it back up. Catch the top part of the box. And gets the call there for the second out.
Not out of it yet. Here's Lorenzo Cain. Breaking ball for a strike. Now that's a good call by Pena. No way Cain's looking for that.
Yeah, real slow. Took a lot off just to get me over curve as opposed to his harder slider.
Foul back, 0-2. On Cain. Ubaldo trying to get out of this jam. Fans behind him. 0-2 on a tough hitter. Off the end of the bat, Adam Jones over. He will make the catch, and Ubaldo gets out of it with just the 1 run. So Kansas City strands 3, mid-4th at the yard. The O's have the lead. A 4-run bottom of the first. Then Ryan Flaherty finds Utah Street in the second. It's a 5-1 game. Pena takes a strike. Ventura has settled in. He's retired 5 in a row since the 1-out single by Kim in the second. And another strike taken. Pena struck out his first at bat. Ventura has 3 strikeouts. He has not walked the batter, but he's allowed 5 runs on 7 hits. Slow roller towards the mound. Ventura off balance flip. It bounces and Hosmer saves him on the back end. Very, very nonchalant throw there. Let's get a look at our Lowe's home field advantage. Ryan Flaherty certainly loves it.
Yeah, how about the longest home runs this season at Camden Yards? Trumbo versus Nova, 456. Trumbo versus Porcello, 451. Flaherty today against Ventura. 446. How about Wieters off Duffy in yesterday's ball game? 436. And Trumbo again off Thanks. 435. Long homers there.
Flaherty takes a fastball too tight, 1-0. So Ryan's first home run of the year. He's now 6 for 18 on the homestand, a home run and 4 RBIs. Ball 2. Left-handed batters have now hit 5 home runs off Ventura. Right-handers have hit 4. And then a strike at the knees. And he's another of these reverse split guys this year, Mike. The right-handed batters actually have better batting average than lefties.
Right.
So many pitchers we're seeing that more and more with. Hard hit ball to right to Merrifield, who knocks it down. Flaherty retired, and 2 quick outs here in the 4th. Let's get a look at our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you, and a couple of guys getting it done at Frederick.
Yeah, pitchers and player of the month for the Oakland Orioles organization. Matthew Grimes has been on a nice little roll this year. 7 wins, but last month 5-1 record, 112 earned run average with 20 punch outs. There's your pitcher of the month. And how about Aderlin Rodriguez, third baseman, 333, 5 homers, 7 doubles, 18 RBIs with Frederick. And he is the player of the month. 24-year-old. Released by the Mets, brought over here to the Orioles, and playing some great ball with Frederick right now.
Yeah, there are some players that when you look, you say, oh, who's that guy? And having good years in the minor leagues. And 2 players who are starting to heat up a little bit, both taken last year in the draft, Mountcastle and DJ Stewart at Delmarva. Jones to deep right, but running it down is Orlando. And Ventura has a second consecutive 3-up, 3-down inning. Through 4, 5-1 O's. Ball is brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, last night Detroit shut out Toronto 11-0. A whole lot of ugly for the Blue Jays in the beatdown by the Tigers by the beat writer for Sportsnet Canada. John Gibbons, the skipper, said, well, we laid an egg, so move on. And they are moving on. They lead 1-0 tonight in Detroit in the 5th. Now, Anthony McCarron of the Daily News says the Yankees have reached the make or break point in the season. If they don't get something done in the next 6 series against teams that currently combine for a .424 winning percentage, they are finished. Well, the Yankees are listening to Anthony McCarron. They have a 5-0 lead tonight on the Angels after beating Anaheim last night. Strike 1 to Hosmer.
A lot of talk about the Yankees struggles here early on, and of course that big payroll and a number of veteran players, but a pretty good back end of the bullpen. Be saying they're done. There's some pretty good arms to work with. I don't know if the Yankees would ever consider themselves done. They try to find a way to.
Not in New York. Well, the problem that they've had, and we saw it here in the 3-game series over the weekend, is that because of so many aging veterans, their hitting is so inconsistent.
Yeah.
And if you don't score consistently in this division, it's really tough to win. There's a bouncer against the shift, and past Flaherty in the left field. Flaherty well wide of the bag. And again, Ubaldo just can't get that 3-up, 3-down inning. And a leadoff single again. Text Masson's word of the day, which is drive, D-R-I-V-E, to 29292 for your chance to win a meet and greet with Chris Davis. That's drive to 29292, brought to you by Mile One Automotive, offering you 20 convenient locations throughout Baltimore. Visit us in-store or online at mile1.com. They're discussing hitting against the shift.
Davis saying, I'm taking your Gold Glove this year.
With Salvador Perez, he fouls it back. Each team now has 7 base hits. The easiest inning for Ubaldo was the 3rd inning. He faced only 4 batters, but he still allowed 2 to reach. Merrifield led off with a single and was caught trying to steal. Quickly 0-2 on Salvador Perez. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 run on 7 hits allowed by Ubaldo, who was 4-5 in his career against Kansas City. Upstairs with a fastball.
Ubaldo got him last time on an up-and-in fastball. First at bat for a strikeout. He's again there.
Pulled deep but foul. Well, now baseball is very much a law of averages sport, right? You'd agree with that?
Yeah.
So Ubaldo has to win tonight, and here's why. He has 2 wins. He won on April 7th. He won on May 7th. Today is June 7th.
I like it.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Foul ball prolongs the at-bat. I think he'd prefer more than 1 win a month. But
yeah, for sure. Well, Buck Showalter would. Coach Dave Wallace would.
And in the dirt, so 2-2. You look at Ubaldo's decisions. He has 8 decisions in his 11 starts. In the 2 wins, his ERA is 1.80. In his 6 losses, his ERA is 8.29. So he has been either dominant, as he was in those 2 starts, or scuffling through the lineup.
Yeah, and it's way too many inconsistencies, and that's been the problem. Buck been doing a great job managing the bullpen, and he has actually for the last 5 years, because this has been a consistent problem. Short outings by starters, and just the want to get a little deeper in ball games. Buck appears to be pushing them here, get him through this 5th anyway.
And he popped them up. Chris Davis will take charge. Ubaldo gets out of the way. And 1 down here in the 5th inning. Well, you come to the game, and Josh Charles, a tremendous actor, starred on The Good Wife, was a Baltimore native, big-time Oriole fan. Good to see Josh back home in Baltimore. Has he ever asked you, to do a cameo in any of his movies or anything?
No.
Yeah, he should. You'd be good at it.
Well, you and I. He should do a baseball movie.
There you go. He'd be good at it. And as Morales takes a strike. So despite the ground ball base hit to left field his last at bat, the Orioles still employ the shift. So 3rd base is uncovered. That's where he hit it his last at bat. A little bit outside, 1-1.
I think Morales here at Camden Yards, it really doesn't matter where you play him. Career .386 hitter here, even with the troubles offensively this season. He's always felt comfortable hitting at Camden Yard. Ubaldo tonight versing the lefties. That fastball 55%, 14% with the breaking ball. His bread and butter against the lefties. That change, split finger, fades down and away.
Inside, ball 3. Well, Morales came into this game 3 for 18 in the month of June. 3 for 18, and he's 2 for 2 tonight. He got a 0-2 hanging breaking ball doubled, and then single to left field against the shift. Line to left, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Kim plays it on a hop. So Morales 3 hits in June coming in. He's got 3 hits tonight, and Kansas City has 2 on with 1 down. On Saturday, June 25th, the Orioles host the Rays. It is a special split admission doubleheader with games beginning at 1:05 and 7:05. At the 7:05 game, the first 20,000 fans 15 and over will receive an Orioles batting practice pullover. Now, good seats are available for each game on the 25th, so get your tickets now. Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. That is a good-looking pullover. Pena out to change the signs with a runner at second. Kansas City has now out-hit the Orioles 8-7. Orlando has been on base twice. He reached on an error by Chris Davis in the second and singled in the fourth. Hosmer and Morales on with 1 down. Strike. Excuse me. Inside, ball 1.
Orlando a couple hits in last night's ball game. They added a boost offensively with a couple of their offensive stars down. Gordon and Moustakas on the disabled list.
Center field will chase Adam Jones. Adam gliding back on it, and he runs it down for the out. Runners have to hold and 2 men down. You know the body language when you watch Adam Jones play center field every day. When he knows he's going to get it, he just glides to it.
Yeah, nice tight line right there. Yeah. Pretty tough read. I mean, Orlando gets on that, driving it deep to left center. Adam, the quick drop step and a straight line right to the spot. Makes it look easy there.
Chesler Cuthbert now with 2 on and 2 out. Breaking ball low. Now, Buck Showalter before the game was commenting on this tough stretch the Orioles are in. They don't have a day off until Monday. And they finish up at Toronto, a 4-game series, then go to Boston. Now the day off in Boston on Monday. And he was asked about the bullpen without Darren O'Day, and he said, well, the bullpen management is directly related to the effectiveness of the starters and how far they go. The more outs the starters get, the fewer the bullpen has to get. And a bounce of foul 2-1 on Cuthbert.
Unfortunately for Buck Showalter, he's had some tremendous bridge arms down there. Vance Worley has come up big. TJ McFarland to get to the back end. Darren O'Day, Michael Givens, Brad Brock, and of course Zach Britton.
Now last night Mike Wright had a 7-inning outing, which meant that the bullpen had to get just 6 outs. So Brad Brock had a 3-up, 3-down 8th, and then Zach Britton had a 3-up, 3-down 9th. This will be the 100th pitch for Ubaldo in this game. 2 on and 2 down. Now back. Now on a night like this, in particular with what happened to Ubaldo in his last start, if he gets through this inning, that might be it by design.
Yeah, it might be, and been a few already laborious innings for Ubaldo.
Struck him out with an off-speed pitch. So Ubaldo gets through the 5, 2 hits and 2 more left. Kansas City's leaving him on all over the ballpark. The strikeout ends the 5th, 5-1 O's.
From Camden Yards, game 2, Baldo on the bump and some pressure in the first inning, but comes up with a great fastball riding up and in to Salvador Perez. Gets out of that jam. Second inning, here it is again, a double and an error. Runners at second and third. Ryan Flaherty, a nice step and a dive to take one away, helping Ubaldo again. You know it, another jam. Fourth inning, makes a great pitch to Lorenzo Cain. They get him weakly to fly out. Jimenez has been escaping jams this whole ball game. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com for a free rate quote.
Kim first ball swinging to Merrifield, so 1 pitch, 1 down. And Ventura now has really settled in. That's 9 in a row retired since Kim singled in the second inning. So Buck over talking to Ubaldo. We're not sure if he said thanks for the effort or do you have one more in you, which he has done. He respects Ubaldo as a veteran. At the moment, nothing doing in the Oriole pen. Here's Manny. And he's drilled, and Manny's going after him. And here we go. And Manny and Ventura are going at it on the mound. And this is a big-time brawl at Camden Yards. He threw at Manny in the second inning. And on the first pitch, he drills him, and that's the MO of Yordano Ventura. This has followed him in his brief career. Manny and Ventura still barking at each other, and Manny is being pulled away by C.B. Buckner. I got to tell you, Mike, that is just Bush League. That is Bush League.
Well, a little old school here. Oh, Manny looking back after a 98-mile-an-hour fastball knocks him off the plate. Ventura taking note. Saying, all right, Manny, take this one. And then it was on. The Royals kind of set the tone last year. A bunch of early season bench clears. And they take an exception.
So Manny reacting to being hit, and of course quite often the retaliator gets in more trouble than the instigator. And we'll see what the umpires do here. Second time in this game Ventura's thrown at Machado. This time it hit him.
I didn't get a chance to look at the home plate umpire, Manny Gonzalez, whether or not it was an immediate ejection or not from Ventura.
Well, Ventura is on the bench. Machado is on the bench. Dave Highland, the pitching coach, talking with Ventura. Fielding Culbreth in the center there. He's the crew chief.
Well, the umpiring crew definitely has to go through and find out how many guys were involved here before they start kicking players out of the game. And one thing you don't want to see, two of the bright young stars in the game doing this. Doesn't look too good for either team.
Well, Odor got 8 games, reduced to 7 for landing a punch on Jose Bautista. And if the Orioles lose Machado for a week with Hardy out, that'll be a major loss.
I guess the good news, both teams just wanting to pull the two apart. There weren't any extra punches thrown. Ventura waiting there. There we go. Ooh, got him. Some big bodies rolling around in there. The risk of injury unbelievably high. Sometimes in competition, these type of things happen. You know that the Orioles don't like to see Manny in scuffles like that. This team's a bright young star and really would be the face of the franchise one day.
This all goes back to the second inning when Manny batted after an RBI single in his first at bat.
Yeah, big first inning when the Orioles put 4 runs on the board, and then he got brushed back with a pitch. Up and in fastball, but Manny let him know. And now some words exchanged. So he stayed in the box to admire it. Unfortunately, not a home run. And then this last at bat right here takes it in the backside. Manny went out to get him. And he says, you know, 98 doesn't feel too good. He lets him know.
So pitcher's going to have to come in. Ventura obviously has been ejected. He's on the bench. Last year, Ventura was suspended 7 games for throwing at hitters. That was against the White Sox, where they had a home and home where Ventura threw at them in Kansas City and then did it again in Chicago, and he was given a 7-game suspension.
All right, Ventura definitely a track record. And I can't remember anything in the past with he and Manny, but the past starts today. And Manny took exception to being brushed back with 98 earlier in the ball game.
So now, we see Ventura still on the bench. We don't know as of yet until they make the announcement in the press level here if he's been ejected. If he has been, he's supposed to leave the bench, and the umpires either haven't noticed or maybe haven't ejected him. But Chen-Ming Wang is going to come on, and he'll have as long as he needs to get loose. We did see Manny go down below towards the clubhouse on the Orioles side. So the umpires did call the managers to home plate, and they explained to each what their action is following that. And now it looks like Ventura is going to leave.
Well, let's take a look at Yordano Ventura's line. Lasting 4 1/3 after giving up 4 runs in the first inning. He sticks around and ends up giving up 5 in the ball game. 59 pitches. At the early exit after the ejection fight with Manny Machado on the bump, and he'll give way to Chen-Ming Wang out of the bullpen. See that fastball 84% of the time. Been in 18 games. Hopefully his 19th. He's picked up 3 wins. 208 earned run average, 16 punchouts, just the 8 walks. And opponents to the 259 overall batting average.
Well, we'll know if Manny was ejected if he doesn't go to first base. Paul Janisch is a bench player tonight, so he's certainly capable of playing shortstop.
And this kind of puts a wrench into things. Bobby Dickerson there. Of course, Buck Showalter looking over the lineup card. The absence of J.J. Hardy. Orioles infield a little short. See Paul Janisch there. We've already had to do some mixing up. Moving Manny over to shortstop, and a bevy of third baseman. Alvarez, Janisch, and Flaherty. Trying to get things settled down over there.
Well, Kansas City is a struggling team. They've lost 5 in a row. They were swept in Cleveland. They lost here last night. They're trailing here tonight. And their pitcher just lost his cool for whatever reason against Machado. The up and in the second inning, followed by the words exchanged. And now on the first pitch of this at bat, he drills him in the back.
A couple young players probably going to be going at it a long time in their careers. Guy wants to take the upper hand.
So Janis is going to first base, so it looks as if Manny has in fact been ejected. So Janis will pinch run and stay in the game at shortstop. So now Dave Wallace and Buck Showalter talking about what to do for the top of the sixth. Do they let Ubaldo go back out, or do they go to the pen? Meantime, Janis on at first with one down for Trumbo, and Michael Givens is going to get loose, so that could be our answer.
A little longer break here now for Ubaldo. That might have been the decider.
Umpires did a real good job restoring order. 6 of 9 inherited runners have been stranded. He inherits one at first base here.
Now Wong, pretty good fastball. Low to mid-90s with the heater. 4-seamer and a 2-seamer.
Trumbo 2-run double in the first. He had a comebacker in the second. He has seen Chen-Ming Wang only once, and he has a base hit, 1-for-1 against him. Now 2-1 on the count on Mark. 5-1 O's. They scored 4 in the first inning. Through the first 6 batters, they had 4 runs. Outside, ball 3.
Orioles change their approach here, get him up. He is a sinker baller. Lots of sinkers when he's right. You see the good 2-seamer at the bottom of the zone. Up over 50% on the ground balls.
Center field, he got a lot of it. Kane back on it, and that ball is gone. A 4 RBI night for Mark Trumbo. And the Birds now lead it 7-1. Trumbo is on a tear. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs on the homestand, and another $500 for our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Sharon Mackel of Silver Spring.
And no doubter here from Trumbo. I think every time the ball makes contact and it's elevated off the bat of Mark Trumbo, it's a no doubter.
Davis gets in the 1. Back towards the bleachers. Kane is there. He's looking up. He leaps, and it's gone. Off the facade of the bleachers. Trumbo and Davis go back to back.
Well, when the Orioles bats start heating up, there is not an offense more productive. Everybody taking part here. Davis hitting his 12th after Trumbo picks up his 20th of the year.
So 3 home runs in the game, driving in 4 of the 8 runs. Scope to center field. The ballpark will hold this one. Kane has to come in on it, and he makes a running catch. And 2 men down. Let's get a look at these 2 swings by Trumbo and Davis.
Well, Trumbo seeing it up here. This sinker doesn't sink. And how about the pose there? You know, right away, right off the bat. And then Davis, the classic swing, majestic, serious height, some power.
So Chris hits number 12. For Mark, it's number 20. 20 home runs in 57 games. Alvarez fouls it off. 10th time this year the O's have gone back-to-back. The first run on the Trumbo home run is charged to Ventura. As Giannis, who scored, Machado was hit by the pitch, then ejected. So that is an earned run charged to Ventura, another, so he goes 4 1/3 and 6 earned runs. 2 charged to Wong, who allows back-to-back home runs.
Now Trumbo, 5 home runs in his last 6 games. Davis going down to get it. Well, that sinker ball in the wheelhouse. There's Davis, a natural little loop into the bat path.
And too tight. A ball and 2 strikes on Alvarez. Chen-Ming Wang, when he was a young pitcher with the Yankees, he was one of the best starters in the league. He had back-to-back 19-win seasons in 2006 and 2007. But then in 2008, in interleague baseball, running the bases at Houston, he tore a tendon in his right foot running the bases. And he's never been the same. Outside, 3-2.
Yeah, isn't this is the first year he's been in the big leagues in a while, right? Since 2013, I think.
Yep. Yeah, he got into 6 games with the Blue Jays that year. 3-2 on Pedro. 2 outs and the base is empty. Foul back. So after falling behind, no balls and 2 strikes, as Trumbo looks on, talking with Mark Quinn, the assistant hitting coach. This will be the 7th pitch in this at bat for Pedro Alvarez. Protecting the outside corner and slaps it foul.
Well, nice job right there to keep this at bat alive. They've been working hard every time they have early BP. He's out here trying to drive balls to left center. And you see him staying on that tough pitch away, the front side, staying locked in. Only reason this at bat's still going.
And he draws the walk. Real nice at bat there by Pedro Alvarez.
Baldo staying loose. 3 runs might have kept him in for another inning.
Well, Dave Wallace just checked with him. I'm not sure what that thumb gesture meant. Either said, I'm going back out there, or go get him in the bullpen. He was pointing in the same direction. Strike 1 to Pena. Francisco 0 for 2 in this game. He had multi-hit games in each of his first 2 starts since coming up to replace the injured Caleb Joseph. Upstairs, 1-1. Skipper's looking on. And a base hit for Pena. He's got a 3-game hitting streak. Nice swing there. Just slaps it the other way for a 2-out single.
Yeah, beautiful. Picked up a nice base hit a couple days ago. Line drive to right field. Stays on top. Elevated pitch away. Good swing. All right, Frankie.
So after the fly ball out by Scope, extended at bat by Pedro Alvarez to draw the walk, and now a single. This ball's hit to right field. Back on it is Orlando, and he runs it down off the bat of Flaherty, and that ends the inning. But the Orioles get 3 more. A brawl in the middle of the inning. Mark Trumbo hit his 20th. Chris Davis hit his 12th. And the Orioles now have an 8-1 lead. Orioles Baseball on MASN is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by American Standard Heating and Air. It's their all-star sales event with up to $1,100 in instant rebates or 0% APR for 36 months. Now an 8-1 game as the Orioles get the 2 home runs for 3 more in the bottom of the 5th, and Ubaldo does come out to begin the 6th inning. Home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez went out and told him, if there's a warning, don't throw it a hitter. There's Janisch at shortstop in place of Manny. So with Givens up in the bullpen, looks like Ubaldo's in until someone gets on. Although now, with Mike, as you pointed out, a 7-run cushion, could be a little bit more wiggle room. Fuentes has the 1 RBI, drew a bases loaded walk in the 4th. A ball and 2 strikes on Fuentes. Escobar and Merrifield will follow. Splitter bounces in.
A steady diet of those split fingers here to the lefty. Maybe that's the reason why Buck left him in. A little bit more success off lefties because of that split.
Hold fair down the line. That's a base hit. And it heads into the corner. Trumbo going to dig it out. So Fuentes, the number 9 batter, has been on twice. And he has a leadoff double.
He went to the well one too many times with that split finger. Fuentes picking up his first career double.
So here comes Buck, and we will get the pitching change. So after a leadoff double, Ubaldo will leave. And it's his game to win. He did go the required 5. Our pitching change feature brought to you by Jiffy Lube, where participating stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube inspect your brakes today.
of the game. Came up with some big pitches and some tough jams. Perez in the first inning. You've seen fastball, split finger working right there, and Merrifield getting popped up on a heater down. Splitty got him out of some jams. Baldo, take a look at the Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers here. The fastball 61% of the time, breaking ball 21, the change 18, but 5 innings. And this is his first start in 5 starts where he hasn't given up the 5 runs. So pretty impressive job holding the Royals down. They give away to Michael Givens. Givens fastball 63%, 95 from the side. The slider 203 earned run average.
Fly ball to left that chases Kim. And on the warning track, he runs it down. Tagging at second is Fuentes. He'll move up to third. And Escobar gives it a ride, but the ballpark holds it. And 1 away.
You see Givens' opponents hitting 260 overall. The righties just 162. Had some troubles with the lefties. 469. So trying to come up with a pitch. See the inherited runners stranded. 11 of 18 at 61%. A few more changeups have been thrown to the lefties.
Here's Merrifield. And the breaking ball for a strike. Well, Givens is well rested. He last worked on June the 3rd against the Yankees. Inning into third in that one. The 1-2.
Just so tough to pick Michael Givens up. Turns the back to the hitter in that 3/4 slot. And it gets on him quick.
And he got him. 3-pitch strikeout as Merrifield can't catch up to the fastball. So Kansas City, Mike, now 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position in this game.
Well, Michael Givens reaching back right here. 97. Hit it if you can. One of the best fastballs we've seen this year from Givens. Sneaking it by Merrifield.
Here's Lorenzo Cain with a runner at third. Down and in, 1-0. Cain has an infield hit in 3 trips. Snapped an 0 for 10 with that first inning single. He's had an interesting stretch. Over the last 3 games coming into today, he was 0 for 10. In the prior 6 games, he batted at a .462 clip.
Yeah, he's been streaky this year, to say the least. Slow month of April, exploded through the month of May.
Fouls off the breaking ball to stay alive. Well, Worley was up early when Ubaldo ran into trouble. Never did get in the game, so he's still in the pen. If Givens can keep that pitch count down, I'm sure he could give the Orioles a couple of innings here. Oh, up and in. And down goes Lorenzo Cain. That one just got away.
Fastball, a little upshoot, gets underneath it, a little riser. Ends up being a foul ball. Hit him on the knob of the bat.
Did the umpire see that?
No. He must have heard something, though.
Oof. Yeah, the umpire did catch it. That's a foul ball. No. It's 2-2. Now Manny Gonzalez, somebody in the Royals dugout is talking to him, and now Buck comes out to find out what's going on. And it's a strike 3 because he swung. That's what Buck wanted to know. It was a foul tip held by Pena, and that's a strikeout of Lorenzo Cain. So the fastball up and in, he couldn't hold the swing back, and the foul tip was held by Pena. So how about that? What a strange way to end the inning.
Nice. Good concentration by Pena.
Well, the foul tip ends the inning. Kansas City strands another runner, this time at third. Wrap up the homestand, the series finale against Kansas City. Chris Tillman will take the mound against Edinson Volquez. Our coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Southwest. And then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
Edinson Volquez kind of been snake bitten like Kevin Gausman, not getting a lot of run support this year. And Tillman, of course, 7 wins on the season.
Adam Jones got the rally going in the first with a single to deep shortstop that Escobar fielded on the outfield grass and couldn't catch him at first base. 1-1. Wong allowed an inherited runner to score in the 5th, plus 2 more of his own. And it is 8-1 Baltimore. Deep left field. Adam Jones is joining the fun. And that ball is gone. A 4-home run game for the O's, and the Birds are laying it on Kansas City. Sharon Mackle of Silver Spring, our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, another $500 courtesy of Mr. Jones.
Adam Jones has been on a nice little roll here on this homestand, picking up his 4th home run.
Here's Kim. Let's get a look at our Alexis of Towson driving the game off the bat of Jones.
Yeah, Adam Jones starting to heat up. This pitch up and in. Look at the hands close to the body. Those where the bat head is. And yeah, the dugout knows.
Drive of the game brought to you by Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 luxury dealer. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com. Moylan now getting loose. One of the 6 right-handers in that pen. Wong has allowed 3 runs plus an inherited runner, and he's allowed 3 home runs since coming on last inning. Kim is 2 out of 3 with a couple of singles and a run scored. 8th multi-hit game of the year for Kim.
Moving the ball all over the field. Trying to feel comfortable on the inner third, turning on pitches. Slaps the ball the other way if it's on the outer third.
Kim to center field. That chases Kane back. That ball's got a chance, and up against the wall. Kane has it. So Kim hits it to the deep part of the ballpark, and Kane runs it down for the first out. Celebrate one of the newest Birdland sluggers on Sunday, June 26th. All fans at the game that day, 1:35 against the Rays, receive a Mark Trumbo Orioles t-shirt. And after the game, all kids 14 and under can run the bases here at Oriole Park, as you can every Sunday home game this year. For a great day of baseball and get a Mark Trumbo t-shirt. For your tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. That is Sunday, June 26th, the finale of that series against Tampa Bay. Paul Janisch first at bat. He's in Manny's spot. Janisch 2 out of 6 on the homestand. And a chopper deep third, fielded there by Cuthbert. Throw across is high and out on the tag. Quick hands by Hosmer.
Well, pretty nice play there by the young third baseman. Hitting a deep angle. Maybe rushing the throw a little bit. And Hosmer, exceptional feet and hands over there. Look at the stretch try. Foul ground and then reaching back, and that is a close play.
He might be safe, and I think Buck may challenge so Janisch can get himself a base hit.
Oh,
that is a bang play. And Buck says, no, we're not going to challenge. So that might be one of those where they say, well, he probably didn't get him, but they're probably not going to overturn it.
Right. I mean, not enough evidence there.
Now, 2 down. Here's Trumbo's had a huge night. And a swing and a miss. He has a 2-run double, a 2-run homer, 20 home runs and 48 RBIs. He's now scored a run in 7 consecutive games. 6 home runs in April, 9 home runs in May, and now 5 home runs in June, and this is only the 7th game in June.
Yeah, he's locked in. Stays tall, trusts his hands. Very rarely does he get out of his strike zone.
Chopper to short for Escobar. Low throw, scooped out by Hosmer. He saves another error. That's the 3rd time in this game Hosmer with his glove to save a throwing error by an infielder. Well, the Orioles do get a run. They add to their lead as Trumbo is retired.
Maybe checking this pick. Did Hosmer keep his foot on? He did.
So the inning ends. Adam Jones adds to the Orioles lead. Gets it to 1 against Chen-Ming Wang. His 9th has made it 9-1 O's. Best bullpens in baseball squaring off in this series.
Yeah, going at it, but the O's bullpen leading the way in wins. 17 wins first, and the Royals just trailing by 12. Look at the earned run averages: 1 and 2, 2.67, 2.73. Outstanding arms. And nice bridge guys, and then of course the back ends. Pretty special.
Foul off the foot of Hosmer, 1-1. Perez and Morales due up. Hosmer, perfect night. Single and a couple of walks. He has hit .360 on the year against right-handed pitching. Very quick bat.
Oh, he can get you a couple different ways. Turn on it. We've seen him shoot the ball to left field as well. Takes what's given. The situation kind of dictates how he approaches his at-bat.
Givens ahead 1-2. And another foul ball a little late on the swing.
I think the Orioles making a little in-game adjustment here as Hosmer's picked up a couple knocks the other way. They've straightened their defense out. Started with the shift on him.
Foul tip, and Pena can't hold it.
Nice try there, trying to run that slider down underneath the hands of Hosmer. Some troubles of facing lefties this year, so they're going to find a way. A sequence of pitches, locations.
And he got him. That time Pena does hold on to the foul tip. So Givens has struck out 3 consecutive batters.
I don't like that sequence. Soften them up with the breaking ball down and in, and then 94 two-seamer working away. Hosmer's front side goes. Nothing left, just trying to get a piece. Too much heat from Givens.
That was a terrific replay. You could see that ball moving further and further away from the swing. And a strike on the outside corner. Perez 0 for 3. He is 2 for 13 since coming back after missing 6 games. High foul. That's going to be back in the crowd. So unless the Royals have a major rally here, they will lose a 6th consecutive game, which will be their longest losing streak since they dropped 7 in a row in August of 2013. And there goes Mr. Perez. 2 down.
Pretty easy work by Givens. Couple firm fastballs and then the slider. 3 pitches. Get on the side of the baseball. Pull it hard across his body. Just enough spin to keep it off the barrel. Back-to-back Ks.
Well, Givens has been able to get 5 straight outs since coming on, and he's done it on just 19 pitches. Upstairs 1-0 on Kendrys Morales. And the Orioles are shifting again on Morales. He has 2 hits to left field in this game, and one was a ground ball to third where the third baseman was vacated, and is now. Flaherty's out in shallow right field.
I wonder early in the count, though, is he going to turn on the ball? Maybe late in the count he'll protect a little bit like he did earlier in the game, just slapping a 2-strike pitch the other way.
Outside, ball 3. Givens and Brad Brock each with 5 wins. Trailing only Chris Tillman on this team for wins, and there's a 4-pitch walk after 4 consecutive strikeouts. The 2-out base runner for Kansas City. Orioles fans, the 2016 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot is here. Head on over to Orioles.com/voteorange and choose your favorite stars and send them to the MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard on July 12th in San Diego. You could win an autographed All-Star Game jersey and receive special discounted tickets. Vote early, vote often, vote orange. Orioles.com/voteorange today. Paulo Orlando right back to Givens. He's got it. Orlando throws the bat in disgust, and the inning ends. So a couple of strikeouts, a walk, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch at Camden Yards. The O's with a commanding lead. Bottom of the 7th, a game that has featured some back and forth with Yordano Ventura and Manny Machado.
Yeah, how about second inning? You see Perez setting up down and away. First pitch up and in, fastball. Next one 98 under the armpits. And Manny thinks he gets it. Wind blows it back, but there's a little talk back and forth. Then in the 5th inning, first pitch, Ventura gets him, and Manny just does not hesitate. He goes out and lets him know, you get me with a fastball 98, I'm going to get you. And then the melee begins. Sticks him in the side. Well, predetermined almost by both. Ventura want to let him know about the fastball and talking back to him. And Machado saying, hey, you get me, I'm going to get you. You're messing with my livelihood. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Now Peter Moylan into the ball game. His fastball 87-92. That's a slider for the breaking ball and a change. Been in 8 games. This will be his 9th. Couple wins on the year. 2.45 earned run average. The opponent's hitting though 308 overall.
This is Chris Davis, who swings through it. Chris homered his last at bat. Chris has just 3 hits on the homestand, but 2 are home runs. And he jumped on the fastball by Chen-Ming Wang and hit it out off the facade of the bleachers in center field.
You see Davis's power zone. Went down and got that one. Pulled the hands in. Down and in.
Off speed pitch. Going to look at that swing of the home run for Davis in the 5th. Maybe this will get him going.
Take a look at the crusher here. Hold the hands in tight. Back shooting through. Down and in fastball.
1-2 the count. Moylan, 37 years old. He's out of Australia. Spent most of his career in the Braves organization. First season with Kansas City, he was a non-roster invitee in the spring. First time Davis has seen Moylan. And Vance Worley getting loose, so Givens went 2 innings. Now it looks like Worley will be asked to pitch the final 2. Two and 2 on Davis, leading off in the Orioles 7th. And he got him, foul tipped, held by Perez. So Moylan gets a strikeout and 1 away. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Umbrella giveaway night here at Camden Yards. Fans having a good time. Nice crowd on this Tuesday night. And they are seeing a good game, and they also saw some extracurricular activities.
Yeah, a little bit of everything today.
0-1 on Scope. RBI single in the 4-run first. And just missing with that breaking ball. Now the other good thing about the score being what it is, and going back to what Buck was talking about in his pregame press conference, the bullpen management. Britton and Brock will not be even considered to come in this game tonight, so they'll each get the full night off without even getting loose, which means they're ready to go tomorrow for a possible sweep. And that's what you'd like. You'd like the back end of your bullpen to be rested when you're starting from scratch over.
Yeah, set them up. And Buck plays the situations. He understands the arms, the need for rest. Brilliant, actually, keeping the arms out of harm's way. Too many innings built up. More consecutive appearances.
Pedro Alvarez robbed of a home run in the first inning. He has since struck out and walked. Down and in. Pedro's got a 5-game hitting streak going, and he thought he had a 2-run home run in the first inning, but came one up and pulled it back over the wall by the Oriole bullpen.
Kane almost got Davis's home run as well. I think that hit his glove.
Well, they are playing deep. This is as deep as you see in outfield. Look how deep Kane is in center field. Almost on the warning track.
Been back there the whole game. Orioles covering the baseball.
Swinging a foul tip. So ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on in the 7th. Couple of home run hitters tonight. Orioles 22nd multi-home run game. And there goes Alvarez down on strike. So Moylan comes on as a 3 up, 3 down 7th, and a couple of strikeouts. We head to the 8th at Camden Yards. 9-1-0's Vance Worley coming up. With 4 more home runs in this game. And as the Royals get set to bat in the 8th, we have a new pitcher on, Vance Worley, who warmed up earlier in the game. Mike comes on here to face Kansas City in the 8th.
Yeah, Vance Worley, a little cross-body delivery, some deception to his wind up the fastball. He can move it around, sink it, cut it as well. 15 games this year, a couple starts, but he has been phenomenal out of the Orioles bullpen. The opponent's at .276 overall batting average. But in relief, just a 1.52 earned run average in 13 outings this year.
They'll face Cuthbert, Fuentes, and then back to the top for Escobar. We saw Tony Cruz, one of the 3 catchers active on the Royals roster, jog in from the bullpen between innings. So maybe Salvador Perez is going to get an inning off. Jelser Cuthbert out of Nicaragua. 1 out of 3, single and a couple of strikeouts. Worley last worked against the Yankees on Saturday. He got into that game. 2/3 of an inning, a lot of run on 3 hits. Just outside, 2-2.
Worley's had those valuable relief appearances where he's had to eat up some innings in the middle of ball games to save the Orioles bullpen.
Janisch gets a nice hop, and he'll get it across to get Cuthbert 1 away.
Buck Showalter values pitchers like Vance Worley, TJ McFarland. He holds them a very, very high standard as far as saving the rest of the arms down there, keeping Britton, keeping Brock, O'Day, and Givens strong throughout the year because of the innings eaten up by Worley and McFarland.
And Worley has such a terrific attitude. He accepts whatever role they give him, wherever they need him, and whenever they need him.
Yeah, he can spot start. He is the swing man for the Orioles, much like TJ.
And, you know, the way you worded that, eat up innings, somebody's got to get the final 6 outs to get this win. And if it means Worley saves the rest of the bullpen for tomorrow, now you have a fresher bullpen for a game you're going to start 0-0. That pitch really rode in. And to have somebody who has the class and really good sportsmanship for his teammates to say, whatever, I'll do it. Let's go.
Well, I think he knows his value. He had some good years as a starter when he came up with the Phillies. And Pittsburgh even tried him as a starter, but more value out of the bullpen even for the Pirates. And I think Buck kind of had that in his mind as far as a versatile pitcher. Somebody you could trust as a starter because he's been through it before, but experience in the bullpen and can handle pitching maybe consecutive days, eating up innings, just maybe inconsistencies being used. And yeah, like you said, Worley, the right attitude for this type of job.
And he goes full 3-2 after getting ahead 1-2. And a pop-up. Flaherty over near the stands, and he'll have it play. And 2 down on the foul pop-up off the bat of Fuentes. So the bullpen has faced 9 batters, retired 8. Only the 2-out walk to Morales by Givens, the only Royal to reach against the O's bullpen, which came in 17-4 with a 2.73 ERA. Now, Cedes Escobar is 0 for 4. And he is now 3 for his last 28. You know, it's interesting watching how things have turned around a little bit for the Orioles. And it shows you how critical a leadoff hitter making things happen can be. The Orioles put Adam Jones, Buck Showalter did, the leadoff spot beginning the Cleveland series on May the 27th. And now, all these days later, the Orioles now are what, 5-1 in June. They're about to go 6-1 in June. And Adam, since going into the leadoff spot, has 4 home runs and 12 RBIs in 12 games. So that's more than setting the table.
Yeah,
that's contributing.
Pretty impressive.
And meantime, the Royals are struggling, and their leadoff hitter is about to go 0 for 5 and 3 for his last 29. So Vance Worley has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Mid-8th at Camden Yards. The Birds with a 9-1 lead. On 11 base hits, they've hit 4 home runs, and welcome into the booth, Jim and Mike on this Tuesday night. And what is positive about the Orioles here is they have a chance to win yet another series, and that's what it's all about. All the other stuff that went on, insignificant in the terms of what matters. That's the win.
Yeah, winning ball games certainly the key. Nice to see the Orioles offense really clicking right now, and last couple days there have been some question marks with the starting rotation. Mike Wright has stepped up yesterday with 7 strong innings, and Ubaldo, even with all the pressures, 5 strong innings, holding the Kansas City Royals down, and the Orioles offense really picking everything else up.
Well, we have a new catcher. That is Tony Cruz, takes over for Perez. Drew Butera, the other catcher actor, is in first base, and Gerard Dyson now in center field for Kane.
How about Francisco Pena putting down the right fingers for Ubaldo? Let's see, 10 innings. Of course, we're not thinking about that 6th inning in his last start, right? Pretty good job today as well.
And Moylan gets another strikeout. That's 3 in 4 batters.
Yeah, tough from that sidearm delivery. A little submarine type action. Up and down the sweeping slider. Tough to time this pitch up. Just don't see many of them. Works like a change for the sidearm pitchers.
Ryan Flaherty, 1 out of 3 in that one. A Utah Street home run. Now, Mike, you talk about the job done in this series by Mike Wright and Ubaldo. Going into last night's game, the Orioles had just 1 win by a starting pitcher over the past 17 games, as Flaherty goes the opposite way down the line towards the corner, and it's foul. 1 win in 17 games. That was Chris Tillman in Cleveland. Now, if this lead holds and Kansas City only has 3 more outs to work with, the Orioles will have back-to-back wins by a starter. So that's what this team needs. This team needs the starters to give them a chance, keep them in games, let the hitters do their thing. And in these 2 games, they've done that.
You're right. I mean, they've looked good. Pounded the strike zone, worked the bottom of the zone, which is important. I think a key for most of the Orioles starters. Minimizing the mistakes. Really, in Mike Wright's case, focus on every pitch.
And 3-1 on Ryan. Joey Rickard on deck to bat for Adam Jones. Adam with a multi-hit game. His 13th with a home run and a single. Here's a strike.
You know, it's been kind of interesting watching Adam Jones this year. We've seen him go through his struggles, and the veteran player, I think, kind of felt that things would eventually turn around. The rhythm and timing would come. He'd feel good again. And I'm not saying Adam Jones panicked, but I think when Buck Showalter, you know, gave him that option about the lineup switch or maybe taking the weekend off, Adam Jones kind of looked in the mirror, and he has been consistently out on the field, taking early batting practice, working on his swing. I was talking to hitting coach Scott Coolbach today. Says he's been incredible with his focus, disciplining himself to be a little shorter, a little quicker to the baseball. And I think even veteran players need reminders sometimes. Need to go back to the fundamentals, the work that they put in as younger players, and just kind of reinforce some things that they learned along the way. And it's kind of paid off for Adam Jones for sure. And I think it's helped everybody on the team when the team leader does that kind of stuff.
Well, this is the 12th consecutive game that Adam has led off. Rickard is pinch hitting for Adam here, and he'll take over defensively. The Orioles are 3 outs away from going 8-4 with him in the leadoff spot. Plus, he's found his stroke since going in the leadoff spot.
That's the most important thing, having Adam feel good. You know, this whole lineup, I don't know that it matters anymore about if you hit who hits first, you know.
Rickard to right field, that chases Paulo Orlando, and he has it for the out, 2 men down. Well, Flaherty back to first, and Hyun-Soo Kim will come up. 2 out of 4 with a couple of singles. 8th multi-hit game, playing in his 24th game out of the Orioles' 57. Did not see a lot of playing time in April.
You want to play more? Play better. And he did. And is.
Pretty amazing that his stroke got better with all the inactivity earlier on in the year. You usually hear players say, well, I got to get in there to get my timing. This ball's ripped to right. Will it stay fair? It is foul, just to the right of the pole. Oh. But he found his stroke not in games. He found the stroke in the side sessions in the batting cage.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of times take a look at how close this was. Angle from up in the warehouse.
Just to the left.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, I think when Kim came to spring training, things just piled up on him too quick. I mean, it was too much to swallow, and it snowballed on him.
Left field down the line. That chases Fuentes back, and on the warning track, he'll put it away for the out. So one out walk and one left. We'll head to the ninth. Birds are 3 outs away from a win. Orioles baseball on MASN is brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by University of Maryland, University College. Light rail pulling into the ballpark on this beautiful Tuesday night. A couple of defensive changes. Nolan Reimold takes over for Mark Trumbo in right field, and Joey Rickerter pinch hit for Adam Jones takes over in center field. Vance Worley stays on the mound. Whit Merrifield 1 out of 4 with a single in the third inning. And fouls it back 0-1. Joaquin Soria getting some work in. This is obviously a side session. The Orioles will not bat in the bottom of the ninth. High fly ball to right. Reimold has an easy play. No, it carries on him. And then back on the warning track. He went back a couple of steps and stopped, and then he had to keep on going and one away. Well, visit MASNsports.com/CareFirst to vote for tonight's CareFirst Fearless Player of the Game. Live fearless with the name trusted for over 75 years. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield. And Mr. Trumbo had a 4 RBI night. He'll get some votes. Adam had a 2-for-4 night. Got the rally going. Ryan Flaherty will get a plaque on Utah Street because Chris Davis has gone deep. Gerard Dyson is up. He's in Kane's spot. And a strike. 2 on the count. So the only bench player not to get in this game, Omar Infante. Ned Yost made 3 defensive changes prior to the bottom of the 8th. It's Ubaldo's game to win. It would be his 3rd. Lifted to shallow left, a tough play for Kim, and he won't get there. It falls in for a hit. Well, Dyson has a bloop single with 1 down.
I like the way Worley bounced back there after falling behind to Dyson. He just kind of shook his head like, what am I doing right now? 3 straight strikes and a little flare for Dyson to get the base hit, but back in that strike zone.
Butera fouls it back. He's in Hosmer's spot. We got to see his dad today.
How about that?
Scout for the Blue Jays. We were just talking about him, and here he is.
Just last night. And boom, he shows up at our door.
This could be 2. Oh, tough hop for Giannis. Gets it to second for 1. No return back to first. That ball ate him up, and he still got an out. Nicely done by Paul Giannis.
Yeah, kicked up right at the end. Giannis trying to get in a position down low there. He's going to give the ball up as soon as it hits his glove, but it kicks up into the midsection, tangled up, and takes his time, gets the force at second base. Veteran presence right there.
Tony Cruz will bat. He's in Sal Perez's spot. Runner at first, 2 down is now Butera. So his numbers in AAA. He was called up on May 29th from AAA Omaha. Royals wanted some catching depth with Sal Perez feeling the effects of that collision. And Perez ended up missing 6 games. 2-1 on Cruz. Orioles will improve to 34-23. They'll win their 3rd straight. And they'll improve to 6-1 in the month of June and 6-3 on the homestand. There's a bloop towards first base. And squeezing it for the out is Chris Davis, and the Orioles win it. So the Birds have assured themselves of another series win. And Ubaldo Jimenez wins his 1st game in a month and its 3rd of the year. As the Orioles have the bats booming here tonight, and they win it going away. A 4-home-run night for the O's. Final score from Camden Yards as the Orioles win the middle game after winning last night. Baltimore 9, Kansas City 1.